Good evening and welcome to the 2017 Best of 2017 Pretty Good Gaming Video Game Awards, presented by Fitness HQ and Pam's Cafe St. Asaph. These awards were nominated and selected by the members of the Pretty Good Gaming team. Enjoy! The first award of the evening, Best Existential Crisis in a Video Game. Winner, Nier Automata.
Nier Automata is one of those games that when you finish the story, it just kind of leaves you feeling a bit empty on the inside, you know? It really deals with these philosophical themes. It'll surprise people with how much emotion is actually in a video game story. I mean, I'd put it up there with The Last of Us and Red Dead in terms of emotion in a game. It's one of those games that leaves you feeling just satisfied when you finish it. If you want to question the meaning of life after a video game, can't beat Nier.
Best Early Access Game. Winner, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, the best early access game of the year, or the most played at the very least. It gets criticised for its unplayable state, but it gets complimented for how much fun you can have playing it. No other game comes close to the impact that this has had this year as an early access game. Now that it's actually out, let's just hope that they make it a full, complete, feature-complete game, and they just don't dump it and leave it and just move on to something else, so they can make loads of money off. You get the gist. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
The total sterling prize for It's All About the Consumers with a capital C. Winner, Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah, so this one's a little bit of a no-brainer, really. Think of all the boxes you need to tick in your head to make something a value proposition. You know, how long the game is, the quality of the game, is it got great graphics, has it got voice acting, has it got a rich combat system? This game's got it all, alright? It's got no season passes, not a whiff of microtransactions. They gave out a mode which is essentially like a Dungeons and Dragons sort of map maker, and in fact the whole game maker, you can make dungeon sort of maps and you can follow other people's campaigns, or you can just make your own levels. They've given a light version of their level editor away for free. They're not asking you for anything for it apart from the price of the game. Hundreds of hours of campaign. You could do the whole game again with a different character or with a friend or with one of the many origin story characters they've written in. This is probably the best £40 anyone spent on a game this year if you're looking for value for money. So this has got to win the most pro-consumer award. No brainer.
Best Innovation in Open World Tower Climbing. Winner, Horizon Zero Dawn.
So Horizon Zero Dawn does have some fantastic towers. It's your bog standard Assassin's Creed climb up the top of the tower and reveal part of the map deal, except, it's a giant walking dinosaur instead of a tower. A dinosaur with the Starship Enterprise on top of it. And you stand on the top and then you put a staff in it and it just reveals this big, beautiful world, and that's why we've put Horizon Zero Dawn in this awards show, not because of the towers, but because of the world and the story and the world building and the storytelling and the whole setup and premise and universe that this game has created is absolutely wonderful. It's an incredibly polished game, extremely palatable, definite kind of game of the year contender at the very least.
Best Series Revamp. Winner, Resident Evil 7.
So Resident Evil 7 was pretty much a return to form for the series. Resident Evil 6 is not a good game at all, and a lot of people hate that game, me included. So when 7 came along and went first person, people were worried. They thought it was going to be like Amnesia, a jump scary horror game, but thankfully it turned out to be a very true to form Resident Evil game, and it's exactly what fans of the series wanted.
Best game that bolts together with an old game so you end up with a really big game. Winner, Total War Warhammer 2.
So a lot of the time when a sequel to a game comes out, it's normally a shinier engine. Sometimes it's the tighter controls, but a lot of the time you think, imagine if I had all the content from that old game and I could just put it right into this new game. Well, with Total War Warhammer 2, you can bolt on the old game and all of its content that you've got into this one. So you've got all of the nice features that you enjoy from the latest edition of the game, with all of the great races and things like that you enjoy from this game. You can also make a mega campaign, which is all of the enemies, like the dwarves and things like that, versus the lizard men. So you've got the mix of old and new. It's like a huge expansion, a great big campaign, which is hundreds of turns long. Beautiful loyalty gift for anyone that owned the first game and just bought this out of loyalty. So yeah, all you can think of it is really expensive and really massive DLC. And I don't think there's any other games that have come out this year that have offered such a lucrative and huge merge of games. A convergence of games. A convergence of games. Let's go for a convergence of games.
Best sports game winner. Golf Story.
Golf Story, who saw this come in? Nintendo Switch, like exclusive game, fantastic for the Switch. You know, I mean, the golf swinging, I mean, it just makes you feel like you're actually there. And I mean, the story itself, I mean, the character you play, the comedy in the game, it's just an awesome like RPG game themed around golf. I mean, it's not seriously golf, although the golf is really, I mean, I've played golf games in the past. I mean, Tiger Woods, I mean, I'd compare it, I mean, it's up there. It's a really good game, and crucially, as a sports game, there's not a loot box in sight.
Best cat with a baseball bat winner. Night in the Woods.
Now, the Cat with a Baseball Bat award was because we wanted to honour this game somehow, but we couldn't think of an award to give it. So we picked what is probably the best scene in the game, which is a really quite a touching moment between two characters. For a game where you play as like animals like cats and tigers and bears and stuff like that, it's somehow a very human, emotional story. Probably my favourite indie game of the year. It's not been bested by anything else really, and I highly recommend it to anyone who just likes a good story told in their game.
Best Artistic Death Compilation winner. What Remains of Edith Finch.
Old men being hit by trains and babies drowning in the bath, girls turning into cats and sharks. This game's got something for everybody, especially if you like death. This game is just an anthology of members of a family dying in artistic ways. Sounds pretty depressing. Well, it is. Sometimes you play games to escape, sometimes you play games to feel empty and hollow inside, I suppose. And this game is the ultimate. Think of another game this year where a baby drowned in the bath. Didn't think so.
Best Game winner. Hellblade.
Yeah, we've given best game to Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and before you start typing your very angry comment, let me explain why. We were trying to come up with a category for Hellblade because we felt very strongly about some of the things that it did, and it basically is just the best at being a game. It's the most interesting at being a game. Everything it does is just best game material. It tells a very interesting story in a very interesting way. It does everything by blending things together in a way that only a game can do, and that's the important thing. It's not trying to be a film, it's not trying to be a TV show, it's not just trying to be a fun game. It's trying to do something interesting, and it's trying to do it with gameplay mechanics in very much the same way as something like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons did. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice kind of explores a story using gameplay mechanics, using a mix of audio and visual cues, and it just drowns you in this world and expects you to fight your way through it. And even the way that the enemies fight, in that sense that there's just too many damn enemies, that you're being overwhelmed with enemies, that's all deliberate. Everything feels like deliberate choices in this game, and that's why we're giving it best game. Alright?
Thank you for watching the 2017 Best of 2017 Pretty Good Gaming Video Game Awards, presented by Fitness HQ and Pam's Cafe St. Asaph. We'll see you very soon for the 2017 Worst of 2017 Pretty Good Gaming Video Game Awards, presented by Fitness HQ and Pam's Cafe St. Asaph.